In episode 5 of Protect the Boss, we got to see Ji-yoon mastering his first presentation. Hello everyone, welcome back to another review on the Review Garden. As you know, he suffers from public speaking and he has panic attacks. So this way, Yoon Sol was able to come up with a plan for him to do his presentation. So he ended up doing it via Zoom. He was in a room by himself and everybody else listened to the presentation, watching him on screen. This caused his father to be, very proud of him. And Muwon's mom was not very happy about it. And she yelled at Muwon that, she was disappointed in him. Well, I mean, how is that his fault? That Ji-yoon gave a good presentation. And I feel like her unrealistic expectation of her son is really annoying. Because because the way they're doing it is, okay, the father is the current president. So that means that the next one up would be his son, right? Unless they never said who was older between the father and, his brother. So Muwon's dad. If that was the case, then I can understand her resentment and her wanting her son to be the new president. Because if they normally give it to the oldest person, right? So if Muwon's dad was the oldest, then it makes sense that she's fighting like this. But if he wasn't, and Ji-yoon's dad got the position, then of course it makes sense that Ji-yoon is next up. But Muwon has done more work. He's always done what was expected of him. And his mom always pushed him to be the best in the company. And I feel like in a way, he does have some resentment about it because he worked so hard only for him not to get anything out of it. Because he was telling Yoon Sol, he always does the right thing. So when something doesn't go the way it's supposed to, he gets reprimanded, right? But then Ji-yoon, who always does the wrong thing, but once he does something right, he gets applauded for it. Also in this episode, we got to see Ji-yoon confess his love for Yoon Sol. So he told her that he liked her. He confessed his feelings in this episode. And Yoon Sol did not want to accept it because she doesn't want, reason number one, she doesn't want her co-workers to make fun of her. And she doesn't want the people to make fun of him either for dating his secretary. And reason number two, she doesn't want his father. She's afraid of what his father might do to her, right? And then reason number three, she was like, yeah, because I just don't like you and stuff. So he said he's not going to be working. He's not going to be doing any work until she thinks about her feelings, right? And he hasn't shown up to work. But his father, President Cha, goes to Yoon Sol and is like, make sure he comes to work. Please do a good job and, making him a better employee and so on. So now she is thinking of a way to help him get rid of his panic attack. She's researching his condition and overcoming the fear of public speaking. So towards the end of episode 5, this is where she gets all the information about his condition. I also want to note the other two people scheming, because Muon's mom took the head secretary the manager, the head secretary of the company. She's using him as her right-hand man. So everything that's going on in the company, in the president's office, he's reporting everything back to her, right? Which is a pretty dangerous game that they're doing right there. And Na-Yoon's mom, after she told her mom about the whole situation with Yoon Sol and that Muon likes her and Ji-yoon likes her, her mom pretty much hired somebody to just keep taking photos of them and to report it back to her. So there was an incident that happened where this guy tried to touch Yoon Sol's butt and she punched him, and both of them ended up in the police station. Ji-yoon came and he gave the guy money, pretty much squashed it. And when they went outside, they got into a fight again. Ji-yoon punched him, Yoon Sol punched him. And the lady, Na-Yoon's mom, has pictures of all that going down. Muon's mom took the photos and she's probably going to use them. She's probably going to send them to the press and get Ji-yoon in trouble. Episode 5 pretty much ended with 2 different kisses. You have Muon, who tells Na-Yoon, hey, if you have feelings for me, then come to me. And he kissed her. And then you have Yoon Sol, learning about his illness, and then he pretty much kissed her as she's talking. Na-Yoon told Muon that she can't go to him because Ji-yoon is her person, and that, okay, first of all, she said she wants somebody who can love her unconditionally, and I'm like, what planet are you from that he's the one that's going to love you unconditionally? Muon just told you to come to him. He will take you, right? He'll take you in whatever. Ji-yoon told you he's not interested in you. He already blocked you out of his head. How is that somebody who's going to love you unconditionally? And then you tell Muon that, if you fail with Ji-yoon, can he take you? Can he accept you? Like, what kind of BS is that? Like, what the? And then the grandma found out, that Ji-yoon gave Yoon Sol her car. And so she scolded him about it. And then she was like, you did the same thing to my shoes. Like, don't tell me you like this girl. You shouldn't. Your wedding is not, your marriage is not your choice. You're the heir to the company. Your marriage is not your choice. You need to stop this or else she's gonna get hurt. And he's like, no, I won't stop this. I think if their parents, meaning June's dad and Muon's mom, didn't butt heads all the time, I think they could have been really good friends because because their whole relationship is just childish, because like he's going to Jiyun is going to Muon and is like, "You can't take what's mine." He's like, "Are you sure about that?" Does she feel the same way? Um, every time you disrupt me having dinner with her, I'm going to do it 4 times more or 2 times more. So you better let us have dinner now. And it's like, it's a playful thing. If didn't have, that pressure on them, I feel like they could have been really good friends. Nayun is being weird. Like, she was going to warn, Jiyoon about the whole mess that Muon's mom is doing. Muon's mom and her mom are doing. But then when he started talking about Yoon Sol in front of her, she got mad. And I'm like, I think it's time for you to pretty much take a hint. You have a guy who doesn't like you anymore, and then you have a guy who likes you and wants to be with you. But then you're choosing the guy who doesn't like you. And the thing is, I don't think that she likes Jiyoon. She doesn't like him. She just wants to be with him for some reason, you know? And she goes back to Yoon Sol to be like, "Oh, you promised me you were going to, stay away from him last time, but you're not doing that." So I'm like, why are you even coming to this girl and yelling at her? First of all, she's a secretary. She can't control what he does, really. She could be like, "Yo, go do this, go do that." But, even if she promised you in her personal time she wouldn't hang out with him, she can't control where he's gonna be. So she needs to move on from Jiyoon. And Muon, he's pretty much finding out what his mom has planned, because she kind of warned him. She was like, there's going to be news about Jiyoon in a couple of days. Like, make sure your stocks are all good. So he did notice that, the main secretary Park, the manager secretary, like, she noticed that he's the one that's working with her. So, like, you're wondering, is he going to stop her? Or what is he going to do about the whole situation? Also, in this episode, Yoon Sol found out that, the grandma is actually Jiyoon's grandma, because the whole time she was thinking that she was a servant in the house. And I think part of it was the misunderstanding was the way she was dressed. The grandma was dressed the very first time. And then so the grandma just had her believing that she was a servant this whole time. But she was dressed like that because she was outside. She does her own planting. She takes care of the plants herself. So that's the reason, So when she came over to the house, the grandma was outside and she was feeling dizzy. So she carried her inside. And, when Jiyoon came down, Jiyoon was like, "Grandma," and she was like, "Shh," and he caught on. But then when the father came into the room, he started calling her mom. And then that's when, Yoon Sol was like, wait, what? Did you just say mom? So she's your mom? So the grandma was just embarrassed the whole time, and she got mad at her son for, pretty much outing her. But I mean, she should have told her from the beginning, corrected her. So I wonder why she didn't and had Yoon Sol going around thinking that she was a servant. Then you had, Nayoon's mom, Muon's mom, they called out Yoon Sol to come meet with them to like talk to her. And she's like, first she met up with Nayoon's mom and she was like, are you Jiyoon's mom? Are you Muon's mom? Muon's mom? Like, why are you calling me out? Like, what do you want? So she was like, if anything, like, I got a lot of work to do, so I'm leaving. Bye, right? So then, pretty much similar situation when she met up with Muon's mom. She's like, there's been a misunderstanding. I don't even know why you're even here. So then she met up with the grandma and she was like, I can't take any more of this. Like, why did you want to meet? And she's like, what? I'm only here to apologize to you. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, I met with those two today, so that's why, And then when the grandma left, she was like, wait, why did they want to meet with her? Don't tell me Muon also likes her. And then she's like, oh no, both my grandson at the same time with the same woman. She's like, oh my gosh. So then the end of episode 6 was pretty much her meeting up with Muon. So after she met up with those 3 ladies, she called Muon because he was next. And Jiyoon came back to the office and didn't see her, so he's like running all over to go find her. And then when he finally finds her, he sees that she's sitting down with Muon, and Muon is like, to you, I'm, Muon the god, but can you bring me back to earth as a man? Because I want you to look to me as a man. And then you just see Jiyoon just so shocked. Well, Yoon Sol was shocked too. And, that's pretty much the end of episode 6. So, what will she say to Muon? And is Jiyoon gonna pop in before she answers? And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.